Right, I'm delighted to be joined by Modestas Bukauskas. You've got a massive fight coming up at UFC 315, and I think there's something really interesting about you because fighters have heroes. Sometimes they channel Muhammad Ali, sometimes they channel George St. Pierre, but you channel Mace Windu. So can you tell me a little bit about that?
Yeah, it's funny because I never really looked at fighting that way until sort of the really bad things in my career happened, such as the Khalil injury, and then it's funny. Me and my friend Will Curry, we just had like a little conversation one day because obviously it was a pretty dark time after the Khalil fight and stuff like that. Obviously, I was just basically just sitting in my room waiting for my leg to recover and stuff like that. And he kept on telling me like, Modestas, you're too blue lightsaber. You're too blue lightsaber. Do you know what I mean? There's too much, empathy and niceness and this and that. He said you need a bit of the red lightsaber in you. And then he talked about them basically saying you got to have something in between. You got to have the purple lightsaber, and it's knowing to when to mix sort of the attributes of both sides, if you know what I'm saying. So essentially, you still got to be kind and pathetic, nice, loving, and caring, but at the same time, you've got to be vicious, ferocious, and you got to go for what you want. You got to take what's yours, and so yeah, I've just sort of just blended the two. It's almost like an alter ego. Do you know what I mean? Now I feel like 100% the Baltic Gladiator is there when I'm in the cage. But I mean, as you saw in my last fight, it's like, yeah, I went to go and finish the guy, and then but straight afterwards, I was empathetic. Obviously, you want them to go home to their families and they're okay. But that's where channeling the energy of the purple lightsaber is just to have the best of both worlds. But 100%, you got to have that red lightsaber in you. Otherwise, in this game, it's hard to do well really because it's such a violent sport.
I want to have a quick look through your career. I want to kick it off with Tom Aspinall because I know you've done loads of
Yeah.
sparring with him. I mean, his camp is full of giants from Mick Parkin to Phil Freeze. But tell me, what's it like being around Tom Aspinall? What are those sparring sessions like? How good is he?
Oh, it's yeah, proper land of the giants, mate. It's not often I'm the smallest guy in the room. You look at the photos and they're like, Modestas, why are you like the pipsqueak? Do you know what I mean? It's like I look like a bantamweight compared to those guys. But honestly, he's one of the nicest guys you ever meet in your life. Like honestly, they took me into their camp with open arms, him and his dad. And it's just like great vibes and great energy in the gym. Do you know what I mean? And the thing that I like about him is he's always trying to evolve and improve. And he's such a consummate professional. Do you know what I mean? Like he does his diet right, he does his sleep right. He's trying to do everything geared towards being the best. And I definitely took a page out of his book. Even in just in terms of that, it's like you look at my life right now, you think, oh, it's pretty boring, but in reality, I wouldn't have it any other way. And he's a great family man as well. And yeah, the skill sets are insane. I mean, the speed, the timing and stuff like this. You can see why he's the best in the world. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, the sparring sessions have been absolutely amazing, and he's helped me out so much. And like I say, you just grow in confidence just being around such high level athletes. Yeah, like you said, Mick Park and Phil DeFreeze. You know what I mean? You got such an amazing room full of talented guys. So I'm blessed.
And then on the other side of the coin, I know you've done stuff with Jon Jones as well. So what was your experience like with him?
Yeah, it's funny because I trained with him when I was, I believe, 22, or just turned 22, and I was there for like 10 weeks in Albuquerque. And to be fair, at the time, yeah, he was very nice to me. Like and obviously we trained and we sparred a lot. Like literally, I think week in week out we were doing jiu-jitsu a lot together. We're doing rounds in the cage and stuff like that. So it was quite nice to see that someone appreciated my skill set and my talents at the time. And at the time, Jon Jones being the light heavyweight champion. So yeah, no, I had a great experience out there. And you can see why he's also people call him the GOAT. You can see why people do because yeah, his skill sets are insane also.
Yeah, 100%. I'm not going to ask you for a prediction because that'd be unfair because you know both guys. But how excited would you be to potentially see those guys in the cage together?
Oh, I think that's the fight that needs to happen. Do you know what I mean? I feel like that's the only logical fight that makes sense at heavyweight. You know what I mean? Like in my personal opinion, either either Jones gets stripped of the belt or give him the fight with Tom. Do you know what I mean? That's the only fight that makes sense. Like, do you know what I mean? You can't have an interim champion who's not fighting for the belt. That's the whole reason for the interim belt. You know what I mean? And Tom 100% deserves it. And I think if anyone's going to beat Jon Jones, it's going to be Tom. So, yeah, man. Like I say, if that fight does come to fruition, I think fans are going to be in for a real treat.
Now, looking at some of your best memories, I know you fought out in Las Vegas, you picked up a win there. What was your experience fighting in Las Vegas? That must have been a crazy experience for you.
Oh, I loved it. I mean, obviously, it's going to be different to fighting in an actual arena. I can't even imagine what it's like to fight at the T-Mobile Arena. I know that's definitely something that's going to be in my future. But yeah, no, the Apex was great. I had like my. It was good to have like my very close friends with me watching. Um, Everything was just good because my management is from there as well. So like everything was like organized very well. Like anything I needed, like you know what I mean, it was just there. And like Vegas is just such a um like a historically amazing place just for fighting. Do you know what I mean? It's like the mecca of fighting almost. So yeah, I mean, like I say, anywhere I go, I absolutely I'll soak it all in and I absolutely love it. And yeah, Vegas is another one of those ones which is yeah, definitely something that on off the bucket list was an amazing thing to do.
Absolutely. And you've also had the opportunity to travel out to Australia, beating Tyson Pedro. What was that like? How did you find Australia?
Mate, it was an absolute. It was literally a whirlwind. I got the call about 2 weeks out, and we only got there on on Wednesday. So on fight week, the Wednesday morning at 4 in the morning. And you know what?
Wow.
The time difference is obviously completely crazy. So we got there at 4, and then we had to fight on Sunday at 10 in the morning. So it just everything just happened so fast. Do you know what I mean? And but I absolutely loved Australia. It was hot. I came back with a nice tan. Do you know what I mean? It's not often you get a tan in February. You know, the hotel was sick, and it was just nice because the vibes that I got, you know, everyone was very happy to see me back and stuff like that. So, you know, I got a really nice vibes when I was out there, and I just loved it. Like everything was perfect. I think yeah, that was my first fight post COVID back in the UFC, and I just love the whole scenario. It was amazing.
Now, we've spoken all about sparring with Aspinall, sparring with Jones, some of your memories in Australia, Vegas. With all that said, what do you think is the craziest memory you've had in your career so far? The best story you've got?
The best story. I mean, I don't know. It's probably the Australia fight. To be honest with you, in terms, I mean, I could tell you some stories about me going out afterwards in Vegas, but I don't know. Those ones for another day. Those are kind of ones that like, oh, I could tell you the memory, but I'm not. I don't feel proud, you know, reciting it. But I mean, it's just like I said, it was just mad because in Australia, um we so when I got the message for the fight, I was literally driving back from training because I was training at BST, and it was like 10:30 at night, and that same day I got the call to say that I was going to defend the Cage Warriors belt on that same day in the morning. So not to say I was a bit like deflated, but I was like, okay, if they don't want me yet, I just got to prove myself again. I was like, okay, cool. Now my head's on this. Like completely thinking that that was where I was going to go. And then I was driving home, and near where we live, there's like loads of woods, and like you're basically in the middle of nowhere. Do you know what I mean? Like there's no signal. And right at the part, because there's about a 2 minute like kind of straight before my house where there's no signal. And just before that bit, is when I got a call from my manager, giving me the video call, saying that you know, like, what's your weight like? I was like, you know, it's not too heavy. We're doing good. We're not fat boy vibes, so it's all good. And he goes, well, you're fighting in Australia in 2 weeks' time. I'm like, what are you talking about? And that for me was like emotionally just like a massive moment just because like all of the things that I said it in the video, like I predicted it like all to come true. Do you know what I mean? I even said it, I've got like the quote somewhere, you know, by 30, but by 29:30 I want to be back in the UFC, and that's exactly what happened. 20 I just turned 29, and I was in Australia. So that was like a really special moment. It was just mad. And then yeah, like I can't think of any specific like, do you know what I mean, or anything that I could say anything that I could say between me and you now, but maybe behind the scenes I can tell you some stories. But yeah, that for me was like just a really special moment because, like I say, I broke down into tears because I'm like, you know what I mean, everything that we had worked for finally come true, and yeah, to get the win out there was insane. Like the crowd were great, and mate, it was just so hot and. Like, do you know what I mean? I literally like the whole day I just got to be sunbathing on the rooftop pool, and it was just great vibes, man. So yeah, I like I said, some stories for another time, though. Yeah.
Absolutely. I look forward to hearing them on another day. But that's still an amazing story. The fact you're able to get that call, go out and get the win, complete an amazing victory in your career, and now you're continuing your story out in Canada. Talk to me a little bit about Jon Cutelaba and what your prediction is for this fight.
Yeah, so obviously he's very experienced, very explosive fighter, very good all around skill set. You know, he's got good striking, good grappling. You know, comes from a wrestling background, and he always comes to fight. You know, he always comes with that intensity. He always comes with that ferocity. But you know what I mean? You just got to go in there and then clash head on and get in the center of the cage and fight fire with fire. You know what I mean? So like I said, all I can predict is that I'm going to be going out there with my full skill set, my full intensity. I'm going to take it to him. Like I say, he likes to come out all crazy, and that I love that. Do you know what I mean? That brings excitement for the fight and everything. We're going to throw down in the center of the cage, and yeah, mate. Ultimately, I'm going to come out there with my hand raised. I'm going in there to finish. I never fight. You know, just for a decision or just to scrape a decision. I want to go out there to finish. So yeah, that's my prediction. I'm going to go out there, get my hand raised, and go on to bigger things in the light heavyweight division. It's going to be a very explosive matchup, so be ready for that.
I most certainly will be. Modestas, thank you so much for giving me some time. I really appreciate it. I wish you all the luck in the world for the fight. But before I let you go, is there anything else that you'd like to mention?
I just want to say thank you to everyone who's been with me this whole time. Do you know what I mean? I've got a lot of love and support from some very special people, and I just want to say thank you to all you guys. Like without you, I wouldn't be where I am today. And there's plenty more things to come, and I'm really looking forward to it. This whole experience has been a massive blessing. So yeah, all the people that stuck with me, who the real ones are, just want to say I love you guys and get ready for the show.